came back from the supermarket on a Tuesday afternoon to find my front door key no longer worked and my belongings in 4 bin bags on the pavement. I had lived in that house for 9 years. I'd paid my rent £720 a month by standing order on the first of every month, without a single missed payment in 9 years. I am 63 years old. I am a retired postman. I am not the kind of person who gets evicted. And yet there I was, standing on a pavement in November with 4 bin bags and a key that opened nothing, watching my landlord's son walk away from the front door without making eye contact. The landlord, a man I will call Derek, had, according to a note left in one of the bags, identified a gas safety concern that required immediate vacant possession of the property. A gas engineer had been called. The property could not be reoccupied until the work was complete. I would be contacted about next steps. I was not contacted about next steps. Not that day, not that week. This is what an illegal eviction looks like in practice. It does not announce itself, it disguises itself as a safety concern, a maintenance emergency, a procedural necessity. And by the time you understand what has happened, you are standing on a pavement in the cold with 4 bags and nowhere to go. Let me stop at roughly 2 minutes and tell you the thing that reframes everything I have just described. The Protection from Eviction Act 1977, which is the law that makes what Derek did a criminal offence, exists specifically because landlords have been doing exactly this for decades. Changing locks, removing belongings, inventing emergencies. The law says a landlord cannot evict a residential tenant without a court order. No exceptions, no emergency clauses, no gas engineer provisions. A court order. Derek did not have one. He never applied for one. He simply changed the locks and hoped I would not know my rights. I called citizens' advice from the pavement. The advisor I spoke to told me 3 things in quick succession. What Derek had done was a criminal offence. I had the right to re-enter the property and I should call the police. I called the police. The police attended. They were, I will say, professionally neutral in a way that felt like a diplomatic art form. They spoke to Derek's son. They spoke to me. They explained that this was a civil matter and that they could not force entry. They suggested I seek legal advice. They left. I slept in my car that night. It was November. The temperature dropped to 4 degrees. I'm 63 years old with a bad back from 30 years of delivering post. And I slept in a car in 4 degrees because a man who owned a house I had lived in for 9 years decided a court order was optional. The following morning I instructed a solicitor named David, who specialised in housing law and whose first words to me were, "This is textbook." He filed an emergency application to the county court for an injunction requiring Derek to restore my access to the property. The application was heard the same day. This is where the judge surprised everyone. The district judge who heard the application was not satisfied with Derek's gas emergency explanation. She asked for the gas engineer's report. Derek's solicitor said it was being obtained. She asked when the engineer had attended. There was a pause. The solicitor said the engineer had advised by telephone. She asked for the telephone records. There was another pause. The judge granted the injunction and ordered Derek to restore access within 4 hours. She also made an observation, on the record, that the explanation she had been given was not consistent with the evidence presented, and that she was referring the matter for consideration of further proceedings. Derek restored access that afternoon. I returned to my house. My belongings, such as they were after a night in bags on a pavement in November, were where his son had left them. I want to give Derek something here, because this story does not work unless I try to understand him. Derek had bought that house as an investment in 2008. By 2022, the property value had increased significantly, and he had received an offer from a developer. The offer was conditional on vacant possession. He had tried to negotiate with me to leave voluntarily. I had declined because I had nowhere to go and a legal tenancy. He had then made a decision that I can only describe as catastrophic, which was to assume that a retired postman would not know his rights and would simply accept the bags on the pavement as a fait accompli. I knew my rights. I had delivered post to Citizens' Advice for 11 years. We settled out of court in March 2023. The settlement included compensation for the night in my car, the stress and humiliation of the eviction, and a contribution to legal costs. The amount I cannot disclose. It was not enough to undo the night in the car. Nothing would be. I'm still in the house. The developer deal fell through. Derek has not communicated with me directly since November 2022. His son manages the property now.
The back injury from sleeping in the car took 3 months to settle. My GP has a note in my file about it. I asked her to keep it, just in case.
What would you have done standing on that pavement with 4 bags if you had not known to call citizens' advice?
I think about that question often, because most people would not have known.